the culpability of our own agency in allowing the company to get away with what it did.
I just am looking at something from McClatchy in newspapers, and I'd like to get Winona Howder's response of Food and Water Watch and then Congressman Grijalva. Facing more than 100 lawsuits after its Gulf of Mexico oil spill killed 11 workers and threatened 4 coastal states, BP is asking the courts to place every pretrial issue in the hands of a single federal judge in Houston. That judge, U.S. District Judge Lynn Hughes, has traveled the world giving lectures on ethics for the American Association of Petroleum Geologists, a professional association and research group that works with BP and other oil companies. The organization pays his travel expenses. Winona Howder and then Congressman Grijalva.
Well, I think that demonstrates where BP is on this. They're continuing to do everything that they can to play this to their best advantage. And it's outrageous that this would be heard in Houston by a judge with that kind of background. And furthermore, BP lied to Congress about the BP Atlantis, and we believe that there should be an investigation about that. BP said that they didn't know about this situation at Atlantis when we have internal documents that say that they recognize that there could be a catastrophic operator error. And we still have the Obama administration being complicit about this. When Liz Burbaum testified yesterday and was asked about the Atlantis, she said that there's an investigation going on. While on April 30th, we received an answer to our Freedom of Information Act request on how many hours MMS had spent investigating Atlantis, and the response was that they had spent no time because there was no documentation necessary. So these are the lies and the complicity that we see with BP and MMS, and why we need the Obama administration to take immediate action, and why we're asking people to go to spillthetruth.com and demand that the Obama administration suspend production of oil at Atlantis immediately.
Congressman Grijalva, we've been spending the week also looking at the issue of criminal liability. You have protesters. In a minute, we're going to talk to Antonia Juhas in Houston. She spent the night in jail after questioning the CEO of Chevron at the shareholders meeting, and this is happening all over the country, protesters in jail. But you have BP executives like the CEO and others where the issue of pulling back the corporate veil is not really being addressed, holding corporate executives criminally responsible, whether we're talking about the deaths of workers or the complete devastation of the environment. What are your thoughts on that?
I couldn't agree more that you know, there's also been the denial to journalists of access to areas in which they could report to the American people what is really going on with this cleanup, how deep and severe this devastation is, the issue of arresting people that are lawfully protesting the actions of oil companies, and you couple that, as you said just now, with the fact of the impunity that these executives walk around with. They bear not only a responsibility of economic responsibility for what they did, but there is also, without a doubt, a criminal liability that has to be looked into. And from the Justice Department should be part and parcel. Their presence should be immediate into looking at that there has got to be consequences. You know, the problem is you know, everybody speaks about this culture of complying with one another. I think that culture permeates the administration when it comes to oil and this industry, and there has to be a firewall established, and it is not there, and that is why BP, through its lobbyists, has such pervasive power on Capitol Hill, because they're able to influence and they're able to get away with it.